Martin here. We're going to do a brake and steering conversion on our 84 through 01 Jeep Cherokee XJ. And we're going to go from these brakes to this. Oh yes! And a steering system that looks, well, kind of like this to this. Oh yeah! One of the big advantages of this conversion is here's the stock size rotor on your XJ. And check it out compared to the one off the Grand Cherokee. It's not hard to see the difference in this. An inch larger. Not to mention you're going to go to dual piston calipers and crossover steering. Okay, I'm going to go over some of the parts you're going to need. Now this is the factory XJ knuckle. What I wanted to show you, there's some falsehoods out there that you can use the same ball joints. You can on the top. They are the same part number, which would be this one right here. Now the lower ones are slightly different. This is the factory one out of my Cherokee, and this is the factory knuckle. You drop it in here, and that has got a nice machine fit. It is no wiggle in there. Now, I take one out of a Grand Cherokee. This is a brand new one. This is out of a Grand Cherokee, of course, from a 99 to 04. And what do you got? You got some wiggle there. That does not fit properly. Yes, if you tighten the nut down, it's going to get tight, but it isn't right, because it also changes the height slightly. So you definitely need to change out the lower ball joints. Okay, another thing, one of these babies from JKS. This is an OGS930. You'll need two of them. And you'll be welding that on to your Grand Cherokee knuckles. Like so. And then your bearing, your hub assembly goes back in here. You're going to use the same hub assembly off your XJ. Okay. Now, of course, you can use the rotors off your donor vehicle that you're getting your knuckles from. I chose to get some brand new slotted and drilled rotors. These I got off eBay, came with the pads. I believe they were just barely over $100 for the set. It might have been 130, if I remember right. And you're going to have to drill them to the 5 on 4.5 inch to accept the original pattern that you had on your XJ. Okay. Then I got these off the internet. These are brand new. This is what they call a Grand Cherokee upgrade on your brakes, because the ones that came out in 99 to I believe it's 02, might have been 01, had this style of brake caliper, and they are known for warping rotors. So if you could find a donor vehicle that's got this style right here, I got these brand new, comes with the mount, all the hardware and the brake pads loaded, was for $212 for the set. And not a bad way to go. We're going to start by removing the caliper, 13mm wrench, socket. Okay, that gets set off to the side. Pull your rotor off. Last time you put that on. We're going to get to these bolts that are holding the hub assembly on. You'll need a 13mm 12-point socket. That one's tight. provide this nice little spot right here for you to hit with a hammer to get this off. There we go. That one was on there. Now we're ready to move. We're going to go ahead and change up both ball joints. That lower one does feel a little sloppy. Alright. Okay, I got both the top and the lower ball joints installed. Now, again, you're going to need to change out the bottom one for sure, because it is a different part number than the original Jeep Cherokee part. This uses the Grand Cherokee. The top ones are the same. Just pulled this knuckle out of the barbecue grill, heated it up to about 500 degrees for an hour. The reason we want to do that is cast iron cannot withstand the sudden heat changes of welding on it. So we heat it up, and that way it doesn't get that big shock. And that way you know you got that spacer exactly where it needs to be. I'm just going to snug this into position. See that? My gloves will just start to steam touching this thing. And then we'll put it in the sand. After we get it welded, we'll cover it up in sand and let it cool slowly. I'm just going to do short, like 1-inch stitch welds, and then move around a little bit. I don't want to apply too much heat in one area and have that heat spread out. That's the bad part. You just want to kind of keep it right there. Take these bolts off of here, take that hub out. If you ask me, that is actually probably enough welded. It wouldn't work this way. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw some more into it. This part is definitely cooled. I've had it in here for a long time. Check it out. Alright, I got the knuckle all ready to go back on. Like so. Cast the nut to the bottom as well. Cotter pin. All right. Okay, now we're ready to put the axle and hub back in. I kind of hold up the axle a little bit. The seal itself kind of has a guide. There we go. Okay, now we're putting the hub assembly back in. Now we're going to replace that washer. Alright. And there's this, we'll call it a spring washer. Turn this until you get it where it lines up. Pass the cotter pin through here. Actually, it's this one. There we go. All right. I ran into another snafu here. Because of the 1/4 inch spacer, you go to put the brackets on that hold your calipers. That also throws that off, and the disc doesn't sit in here correctly. So you got to pull it out a 1/4 inch. Well. So I took a 1.5 inch hole saw and some 1/4 inch plate. I drilled it out with a 15/32 drill bit, and that's like the perfect size for the bolt. And then that's going to bring, I'm going to place those there, bring that bracket out a 1/4 inch to correct that. Here. Bolt that on, or place that on there. This goes in here. Okay, got the new shoes or pads on. Alright, we're going to disconnect the brake line, get that hooked up. Okay, pretty much got the brake line here hooked up. Torque this down. Pull this leader cap off. I'm going to break this loose and get just right for now, get to the point where the brake fluid starts to run out, and I'm just going to turn it off and bleed the brakes after we're all done. Okay? Just open that up. It's starting to come together. Alright, we got brake fluid coming out. You can see the air bubbles coming out as well. We'll call that good for now though. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hook up the tie rod. I could have done this earlier. whatever. Now you're going to notice I'm using Heims joints. You can use tie rods or Heims. Of course, I'm also using a iron rock steering system here. It comes with the Heims, and it comes with either 1/2 or 5/8 inch bolt here. I opted for the 5/8. Just $20 more, I believe. And you have to drill out this hole, the 5/8, of course. With a 1/2 inch, it goes right in. Once you do that, of course, you're not going back to tie rods. That easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get this hooked up. Alright, here we are. Okay, here I got the wheel back on. This is the driver's side, and you can see the clearance here I got. It's a good solid, I'd say 1/8 of an inch. Now these wheels, I believe, have like a 3 1/4 or 3 3/4 inch back spacing. There's probably no way you can use factory wheels. These are 15 inch. Alright, I've got the knuckle installed, and of course we run into other problems now. This is going to vary from what type of steering system you're using. I'm running the iron rock here. One nice thing about it does have this bend in here. This helps out. I definitely have to shorten it up on both ends. I don't have it quite there yet, but as you can see, when you turn this completely to the left, the steering system hits the sway bar disconnect right there, and I cannot get it. I'm a little ways from full left yet, so I'm gonna have to relocate the sway bar mount and bring it up here higher. It's also going to involve, we got to change the track bar. We're going to have to raise the track bar and bringing it up here as high as to get it parallel with the drag link. And that's probably going to be another project. Right now I'm just going to try to get this rolling. Okay, I've got the sway bar mount here cut off. They do make extended ones. I believe it brings it to about in this area here. That's something I'm going to have to pick up. For now, I'm probably going to drive without the sway bar being hooked up. A little dangerous. Don't really recommend it. Been working on the track bar mount here a little bit. Now this is basically where the factory steering stabilizer mount is. Now I cut that off. And all of this is going to get cut off as well, because we're going to have to raise this track bar up probably in this level right here. Because what you want to do, here I'm going to bring the drag link up. Okay, the drag link's going to sit about right there. And you want the drag link to be parallel with, and the track bar be both parallel to each other. After taking it for a very short test drive, found out that my tie rod is too short. You know, I figured I'd adjust the toe in a little bit, but it was out 4 inches. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, since I'm running the iron rock tie rod, and by the time I adjusted it out, I didn't end up with a whole lot of threads left. I mean, it was probably still safe, but I feel a little uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do is weld this nut. I have an extra jam nut onto the tie rod to lengthen this and give me more threads in here, okay? And so I'm not buying another tie rod. This thing's solid steel, and it's not going to happen. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this up, weld it on, and I got the second jam nut to lock it. Alright, I've been driving on this for like a week now, or a little better. I gotta say, it is an awesome improvement in everything. I mean, handling, the way it steers, the braking, absolute great modification to do. Even my power steering feels like it's more powerful. I mean, it steers easier. It's like almost got that sports car feel. You get that a very responsive reaction, you know. I mean, it very quick. So I really do like it. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I got a lot more videos coming. Thank you.